Welcome to the Cryptoverse DAO, everybody. Welcome to the news with the Cryptoverse DAO. It's a Friday, right at the end of the week. Hope you guys have had a really great week. If you're catching this on YouTube, do all the YouTube stuff. Like, comment, subscribe, dislike if you don't like it. Drop a comment for sure. Go down to the description. There's a link tree. Figure out how you want to engage with us. We do live sessions, live discussions. We're just rolling out of one right now, and we're going to continue it. So if you'd like to be a part of that, if you're looking for a cool crypto community to learn how to, because we're pre-bull run right now, briefly. So, if you want to get as informed as you possibly can be in preparation for all of the opportunity that's going to come your way, this is definitely the place to do it. With that said, let's roll right into the news. We're looking at CoinGecko being open to acquisition. CoinGecko is massive. I can go to CoinGecko right now. This is where you look at like market cap and stuff like that. This website right here. They're open to acquisition, but the co-founder says now is too early. So CoinMarketCap was recently acquired. Not recently, excuse me. This was post 2017. It was acquired by Binance during the crypto winter right after 2017. And the current bear market is not the right time to sell. This is what the chief operating officer said. Open to acquisitions, but not yet. They've been hit by the current crypto bear market, as we all have been, but the firm is far from selling off. This is what Bobby Ong, again, the COO, said to Cointelegraph. Ong believes that all crypto-related companies are affected by the cyclical nature of the industry. Booms and busts, ups and downs, bear runs and bull runs, crypto winters, crypto summers. And they usually do well during bull runs and struggle during bear markets. That is literally where we're at right now. During this crypto winter, we at CoinGecko, he says, are similarly impacted. This will be our third crypto winter. Beautiful. So that means they've survived two bull runs, which is good. Like the bull run, not the bull run, excuse me, the bear market is very much like a pressure cooker, and only the diamonds survive. It's kind of like survival of the fittest, right? The environment changes, and if you are not fit for the environment, you die out. And whoever is the fittest will survive and see prosperity in the bull run, and that just repeats, right? So this is why you see specific bubbles expand and then pop within the DeFi community specifically. I would say probably with NFTs, you're definitely seeing this. There's a huge push for utility with NFTs now. The true like USP, like utility. What is the utility of this token? The tokenomics and the utility. Like the thing needs to be real. It needs to be tangible, and it needs to be meaningful, right? The return on your investment. It can't just be a tangible zero and an intangible maybe something down the line, right? People just don't like that anymore, which is why you're going to see these bubbles pop, and we're going to see more focus on projects with utility, and those are the ones that survive the bear runs. People say billionaires are made in bear markets. This is why. It's because a bear market is the truest test of the survivability or the credibility or whatever you want to call it. Survivability, I think, is a good term of a business or a project or an idea or a team or whatever it is, right? And these guys are going through the same thing. They're feeling the crunch. But they're saying not yet. We're open to acquisition, but not yet. So according to the COO, CoinGecko had 100 million monthly page views in July, and they've experienced a 85% decrease in traffic. So the peak would have been November 2021. They've gone down 85% to 100 million monthly page views. The traffic decline comes in line with the price movement of Bitcoin, which again around this time was sitting at its all-time high, which was 68,000 US dollars. Still has not hit that. I mean, we might see it supersede this during the bull run. Who knows? What do you think? Let us know in the comments. This has definitely impacted revenue. Advertising is one of our major revenue drivers, he says, and it's a function of page views received. He also noted that new token listings on CoinGecko have dropped about 70% from last year. Makes sense. Despite shrinking revenues and the ongoing uncertainty around the crypto market, CoinGecko is still holding strong in terms of its headcount, in terms of its staff. not one of these companies that's just doing mass layoffs. The firm has nearly doubled its staff over the past 7 months. They've gone from 30 to 57 team members. Cool. And they haven't laid off any employees. That's pretty impressive. They also haven't instituted any hiring freeze of any sort. We did see this with a company that previously had announced a big push for marketing and had promised people we're not going to rescind your offers, and then boom, things look a little bad and offers are rescinded, hiring push is done. Now he says we just paid out small bonuses to team members for the first half of 2022 despite the bear market. Lovely. We're also in the process of reviewing our salaries to make it more competitive to hire and to retain the best talent. This is, pretty important. I mean, outside the scope of just crypto on its own, you're seeing mass, like an exodus of workers, right? If you're not feeling valued, people leave. People are learning that financial freedom is something that they can realistically pursue. People are learning that going bankless is a realistic option for them now. And so, one of the quotas for companies, I suppose, would be, I mean, it always would have been, turnover needs to be like minimal, but now I believe there would be much more of a push to actually focus on this, to focus on retention. And it's good that these guys are showing their staff that they're valued. Despite the bear market, we got your back. We're not gonna we're not gonna fire you, and we're not gonna cut your pay. If anything, any bonuses that were promised, boom, we got you. Biggest rival of CoinMarketCap. Yeah, CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap are the two leading kind of, you want to see what the market cap of a project is? Boom, that's what you type in. So the crypto price tracking website that was bought by Binance in April of 2020. The acquisition came during the post 2017 crypto winter. Bitcoin was trading between 7 and 8,000 during the month of the acquisition. Now, Binance has never officially announced the cost of the deal, how much they actually paid to acquire CoinMarketCap, right? But it's rumored to have cost the firm around $400 million. That's the estimate right now. This is Bitcoin's price chart from May of 2017 to April of 2020. Following the acquisition, Ong said that the firm was approached multiple times by exchanges, by VCs, by angel investors, but they chose to prioritize independence, smart move, and to stay neutral. The company, again, see, this is sort of like a microcosmic sort of presentation, I suppose, a microcosmic manifestation of that idea of survivability through the bear market. These guys were approached and they made a conscious decision to not sell out despite the uncertainty, despite the bearish conditions of the market, despite the fact that we're in a fucking recession right now, even though, like, quote unquote, not really a recession, all of that stuff. These guys chose to stay neutral, to stay independent. And I'm bullish on that. That's a really, really good decision. The company's views have somewhat changed since, he says. CoinGecko considers it might sell the platform one day in the future, but this is not the time. At some point in the future, he says, we will be open to selling the firm, but it's still too early to sell. They know their value. That's good. The crypto industry is still in its first inning. Yes, and there will be high growth in the coming years. That is absolutely true. I think a lot of people, too many people, don't appreciate the fact that we are in the infancy of this technology. We really are. A lot of people just, I mean, it makes sense, exponential growth. Since the Industrial Revolution, we've progressed so fast, and we've continued to, the year on year, or, the rate at which we increase, like the acceleration, that's the word, the acceleration is increasing as well. But despite that, even with that taken into consideration, this technology is behaving very much like any emergent technology would, and as emergent technologies previously have during their infancy stages. If anything, we are reaching mass adoption quicker than previous emergent technologies. But people need to remember that the scope for this thing is enormous. The scope and the magnitude is fucking, the growth is exponential. The growth possibility is exponential. So you can't just box this technology into a small time frame. You can't do that. I mean, you could, but you really shouldn't, because what that's going to do is it's going to shoot you in the foot. um, down the line. Now, Ong has predicted that anything that can be tokenized will be tokenized in the future, which would be a reliable source to track all those tokens. Yeah, they're gonna need a reliable source, though. It makes sense. I mean, the product market fit of this company is ridiculous. It's amazing. It's a required thing. The need for this is never gonna go away. The data that these guys have, companies are not companies, governments are gonna come after these guys requesting data. There's so many contracts, like so much money to be made in contracts for these guys. So it doesn't make sense to just give all of that away. It really doesn't. As the use cases increase, so do the number of tokens, and so does the number, not the number, the requirement increase for a way to measure and track all of this stuff. Um, So yeah, that is the story with CoinGecko. Open to acquisition, not yet though. What do you think about this? Let us know. Let's move on from that. Let's talk about Miami. Let's go to sunny Miami. Um, the city of Miami is preparing to launch 5,000 Ethereum NFTs with Time, with MasterCard, and with Salesforce. Okay, so Francis Suarez loves Web3, and the love has not been dampened by the crypto winter at all. Miami's looking very purple in this picture. That's strange. Miami is making NFTs. So the city of Miami, their mayor, Francis Suarez, shared plans Thursday to release 5,000 Ethereum NFTs later this year. They're partnering with Time Magazine, MasterCard, and Salesforce. Wow, okay. Amazing. The NFTs, unique blockchain tokens that signify ownership. Yep, that's what an NFT is. Non-fungible token. Fungibility meaning just copy pasting, basically. You're not able to create a copy of this thing. It's a singular entity, like a singular thing whose ownership can be verified in a trustless manner on a blockchain. That's what that means. Are being designed by 57 different Miami artists who represent the city's 56 square mile area. The Specifically, the partner Time is going to help define the city's NFT strategy, as well as execute the project. MasterCard is going to do exclusive benefits for the holders, special event access at restaurants, cultural tours in the city, etc., etc. And Salesforce, I love this company, they're fucking geniuses, will manage the NFT's minting and primary sales process. With its new NFT cloud platform, okay, a yet to be released Salesforce product that allows brands to mint and sell NFTs. The trifecta, the holy trifecta. This sounds like a project or an endeavor positioned for success. Time President Keith Grossman, also on Salesforce's Web3 advisory board, he told Decrypt that the Miami NFT project is Time's first foray into helping other entities deploy NFT projects. Also hinted that there may be more to come soon. He said that the Miami NFTs are all about giving holders the ability to unlock unique experiences. The artwork will reflect the tremendous diversity represented within the city. Just like El Salvador, whose president has this crazy passion for Bitcoin, which is unwavering. It has not, diminished. That bullishness on Bitcoin is not diminished. So too does Suarez appear unfazed by the current crypto bear market. The bear market, yeah, which has led to companies laying off staff, filing for bankruptcy, projects fucking falling apart. You've seen it all. You've seen it all. It's the pressure. It's like those machines that compress things, like those industrial presses, literally. And the diamond survives, but nothing else does. All the faff gets cut out. Um, we will continue to employ these technologies, says Suarez, to support our existing businesses while attracting new ones. Very, very interesting, very bullish. It seems like a great idea. What do you guys think about this? If you live in Miami, are you excited for this shit? Let us know. Let us know in the comments and join the community. And we can bring this up in one of the live discussions and just chat about what this would look like, you know? Um, Beyond that, Axie Infinity. Oh my goodness, Axie Infinity. I remember this. This is one of my first news things. I covered a hack back when I first started doing the news stuff here with the Cryptoverse DAO. The CEO of Axie Infinity has moved $3 million in tokens. Before that hack. Okay, so it turns out that before that $622 million hack of the bridge that these guys use, the CEO had moved his tokens, $300 million worth of tokens, right before disclosing the hack. So Sky Mavis claimed that founders transferred tokens to allow more quote unquote flexibility in their response. Okay, interesting. So before they told the world, hey, we just got hacked, they moved their tokens. Okay, interesting. Axie Infinity's Ronin network and Ethereum sidechain was hacked in March, $622 million worth of assets stolen. The CEO of Sky Mavis, Trung Nguyen, transferred $3 million worth of tokens just before the hack was disclosed. But he says today that claims of insider trading are baseless and false. Okay, so I mean, that's kind of down to interpretation, isn't it? If they say it was for flexibility in their response, uh, that kind of makes sense to me. But again, what do you think? Do you think this is shady? Do you think this is not shady? Let us know in the comments. Top crypto game, Axie Infinity. Yeah, for sure, top crypto game. Weathered one of the biggest hacks of all time in March. And now the CEO has admitted that he's moved these millions. That's according to a report from Bloomberg, okay, which analyzed blockchain data to discover that a crypto wallet controlled by Sky Mavis CEO and co-founder Trung transferred about $3 million worth of the game's AXS governance token from the Ronin network to Binance. Let's take a look at the... So what's the headline here? Says the executive was shoring up funds to protect the business and help users after the Ronin attack. That's the official tagline. That's what they've come out and said. The reason for this move: shoring up funds to protect the business and to help users after the attack. Okay, interesting. The token transfer occurred just 3 hours before Sky Mavis disclosed the hack. Nearly a full week after the actual attack, and closed off access to the network until late July. Sky Mavis representative Callie Moore confirmed the transaction to Bloomberg after the publication shared its analysis with the firm. So they were like, hey, we saw some transactions, and they're like, oh yes, that was us. Yeah, this is why we did it, to protect users and to shore our funds to, the tagline from Bloomberg. At the time, we understood that our position and options would be better the more AXS we had on Binance. It does make sense. I mean, if the the bridge was compromised, they don't know, where the actual from what I remember, it was validator nodes, right? It was permissions that were left. I could be misremembering, but I think it was permissions that were left on, and it weakened a validator node, and it allowed that bridge to just, you know, be kind of exploited. That's the word. She says this would give us the flexibility to pursue different options for securing the loans and the capital required. Makes sense. Moore added that funds were transferred from Trung's own wallet so that AXS short sellers would not be able to front run the news, and suggested that accusations of other motives are baseless. Yeah, I mean I suppose they kind of are. Like, what do they stand to gain from moving all of this stuff? Like, what do they stand to gain from? Because the end goal of that negative assumption is it was planned. It was planned, and they tried to, but that doesn't really make sense in this specific scenario. The Ronin network hack took place on the 23rd of March, was not discovered for days, disclosed on the 29th. Okay, it's like a 6-day window. The attackers stole 173,600 wrapped Ethereum and 25.5 million USDC, which were collectively worth 622 million at the time of disclosure, but 552 million when the attack took place. Ultimately, they drained the funds via the bridge that connects Ronin to Ethereum. They used hacked private keys, right? Okay, to gain control of 5 of the network's 9 total validators, to sign fraudulent transactions and transfer the funds out. Following the attack, they announced on April 6th that it raised $150 million in additional funding to facilitate user refunds. The Ronin bridge was reopened on the 28th, and all the users were reimbursed, so we had a happy ending compared to something like Terra. Sky Mavis still hopes to recover the stolen assets. Fantastic. We'll just have to follow this and see where it goes. This is Trung on Twitter. What's he saying? Can we get to the actual tweet? As many of you know, I prefer to operate behind the scenes, but there's a story that dropped that I want to address. When the founding team discovered the security breach, we were in close contact with Binance to discuss the closing of the bridge and how to ensure user funds would be restored as soon as possible. The discussion included the fact that Sky Mavis would provide liquidity while we worked on full backing of the bridge. Founding team chose to transfer it from my wallet to ensure that short sellers who track official Axie wallets wouldn't be able to front run the news. Perfect. The story includes speculation of insider trading, baseless and false accusations. We even deposited 7.5 million from a known Axie multisig wallet to Ronin Network prior to the bridge closing. This was purely to avoid any short seller, to trigger any short sellers that were watching. Life's work is Axie Infinity, community we've created. I take ownership of the security breach and I will use it as a learning experience. Proud of the fact that users have been made whole. Yeah, 100%. Happy ending. This is Do Kwon in an alternate reality. That's what it is. If Do Kwon was a good boy, that's what it is. Axie Infinity is the most successful crypto game to date. Plus millions of daily players in addition to their $4 billion NFT trading volume at its peak. But the play to earn economy began collapsing late last year ahead of the March hack, which led to a variety of changes being made, more changes still to come. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Let us know what you think about this in the comments below. Let's move on and let's talk about marriage and potentially the end of marriage and the court cases that come at the end of marriages and how you can divorce your wife in the metaverse now. That's amazing. Singapore's second minister for law believes that an integrated platform using the metaverse will make dispute resolution much more convenient and much more efficient. I like this. Legal marriage proceedings, court case disputes, and government services may one day be offered on the metaverse. This is according to a government minister for Singapore, speaking at the Tech Law Fest in 2020, July 20th, actually, just 9 days ago. The second minister for law, Edwin Tong, argued even highly personalized intimate events such as the solemnization of marriages have taken place. Okay, so they're talking about building marriages. My pessimistic ass is talking about divorce. They can take place in the metaverse. It would not be unthinkable that besides registration of marriages, other government services can soon be accessed online via the metaverse. 110%. Tong added, there's no reason why the same cannot be done for legal services. The pandemic has already shown us that even dispute resolution, once seen to be a physical, high-touch, intimate process, can be held almost entirely online. Tong gave the example that a legal dispute involving an accident on a construction site could be viewed in 3 dimensions via a single virtual platform using AR technology. You can put yourself into the actual tunnel. You can put yourself into the oil containment facility where things go wrong, and see why those things went wrong. Remember seconds before disaster? You remember that TV show? You remember all those, we're now 10 seconds from disaster, and like it goes down the fucking 3D render. Imagine if you could stand in that 3D render. Imagine, you've seen Marvel movies, right? You've seen Iron Man, you know, BARF, what was it, binary augmented retro framing? Yeah, that is exactly what it was. Yeah, binary augmented retro framing. Literally a metaverse, it's augmented reality interactions for therapy. Now, that is something that we can pluck. Isn't it so amazing, the world that we live in right now? The fact that we can talk about a movie, science fiction, and treat that like a real use case. Therapy in the metaverse is amazing. That's a brilliant idea. If you're listening to this and you're positioned such that you can start a project, go start that fucking project because you'll help so many people. Literally, imagine being able to help veterans by running them through simulated combat scenarios where they experienced harsh trauma and walk them through it, talk them through it in a safe, controlled environment. You could do that in the metaverse, right? Tony Stark used this binary augmented retro framing technology, literally metaverse AR technology, to just do therapy on himself for the loss of his parents, right? We could be doing this shit. We could be developing this shit, building this shit. This is what I mean when I say we're in the infancy of this technology, because ideas like that are real. Honestly, they're far-fetched ideas in the old world, but in the new world, these are good use cases. These are good ideas to fork, right? It's next level. So yeah, amazing. I believe, says Tong, an integrated platform will make the whole dispute resolution process more convenient, more efficient, and it keeps pace with how the rest of the world is developing. Earlier this year, metaverse platform Decentraland hosted its first wedding on the metaverse with a virtual crowd of 2,000 guests and law firm Rose Law Group to legally formalize the marriage. The group's founder and president, Jordan Rose, claims it was the first ever wedding hosted on any blockchain based metaverse. Um, yeah, and South Korea, they've set aside $177 million to develop a platform for citizens to access various government services. Very interesting. Early investor, right? Take a look at that. This was back in the 2nd of June. Beautiful. Yeah. Would you get married in the metaverse? Let us know. Would you get divorced in the metaverse? I absolutely would not get married in the metaverse, but I would get divorced. I definitely would do that. Maybe like the, yeah, yeah, just, yeah, man. That's gonna be fun. Ethereum Classic almost triples. Matic and Uni surge as July brings relief to the crypto market. Go check out the technical analysis video from today as well for further context. But let's take a look at this. So Ethereum Classics rally is consistent with its record of rallying around major Ethereum upgrades. We're seeing the merge being announced for September 19th, and the simultaneous splurge merge, all of that stuff that Vitalik's talking about. Um, yeah, it's gonna see a massive influx of users, mass influx of users with money to spend, and users with ideas to develop, because it's the lowering of a barrier to access with the merge. That's what they're working towards. They're working towards moving from proof of work to proof of stake, which is cheaper, which is faster, and ultimately can accommodate much more people, much more utility. So July has seen a relief rally. Ethereum Classic ETC, the supposedly dead coin, and not so similar clone of Ethereum's Ether, the main one, ETH token, and other out of favor coins like Uni, like Matic, have led the recovery in digital assets with at least $1 billion market value. ETC has added 184% this month alone, while scaling system Polygon's Matic and decentralized exchange Uniswap's Uni token have gained 102% and 86% respectively. This is according to data from CoinDesk. Industry leader BTC has added 20% and Ether 60% at press time. The total crypto market cap has rebounded to 1.14 trillion from last month's low of $762.82 billion. Analysts say coin-specific factors are at play, absolutely, alongside broader market risk reset. ETC is being driven by speculation that ETH miners will go to ETC, and potentially there could be another hard fork benefiting them. This is according to Lucas Utumero, the head of research at Into the Block. The driver for the move is Ethereum's impending merge to shift from, the network's proof of work consensus mechanism to a proof of stake blockchain. Ethereum's Beacon chain has been running since 2020 as a part of that process. After the merge announced for September 19th, Ethereum is going to start operating as a purely every time I see POS, it just goes straight to piece of shit. This is what I see in my brain. But yeah, proof of stake chain requiring market participants known as validators to stake or hold a minimum number of coins to confirm transactions in return for rewards. In a proof of work system, miners solve a computational problem in order to verify transactions. So in terms of consensus, very self-explanatory. Proof of work, proof of stake. The merge means Ethereum miners will have to find a new home, most likely ETC, which is supposedly the only chain compatible with Ethereum's mining machinery. Ethereum's mining network is made up of two types of hardware, right? So it's ASICs and GPUs. This is according to Masari's Sami Kassab. I like Masari. In a research report, Sami Kassab said this: the problem with ASICs is that they can't be repurposed, right? They can't be used for anything other than mining Ethereum or mining Ether. Ethereum Classic is the only other proof of work coin that can be mined with an ETH-specific ASIC, since its hashing algorithm is only compatible with ETH's algorithm, right? Well, ETC's algorithm is compatible with ETH's. Recently, Antpool, the Bitmain-affiliated mining pool, invested $10 million to support the ETC ecosystem. Ethereum Classic is a hard-forked version of Ethereum born from a hack of the DAO, a smart contract operating on the Ethereum blockchain in 2016, way back. This was even before This was before I was even in DeFi, 2016. Boom. ETC's July gain is consistent with a history of rallying around the time of major Ethereum upgrades. Yup, makes sense. Let's take a look at that. So that's ETC around, where is that? July this is, isn't it? Okay, so 2014, 28th. All right, so we see a pump. Holy shit. Okay. Wow. Yeah, no one really talks about the miners, innit? No one really talks about the Ethereum miners and what's going to happen after the merge. Um, So the April 2021 rally coincided with Ethereum's Berlin upgrade. Similarly, ETC seems to be rallying, yeah, on the back of the expectations related to September, to the merge. Front Financial, FRNT Financial, Toronto-based crypto platform said in an email, adding that investors may see ETC as a hedge against potential difficulties in the change. ETC was priced at a 3.5 month high of $45 on major exchanges earlier today. Okay, interesting. 3.5 month high. Matic seems to be reaping rewards as well. Okay, so Matic seems to be reaping rewards from Polygon's expansion plans and partnership announcements. The scaling system earmarked $20 million to help projects migrating to its platform from the Terra blockchain. Disney said earlier this month that Polygon, yeah, there's a partnership with Disney with what is it? The guys that produce movies for was it TFF? Yeah, TFF. Um, yeah, we'll get into that later. So, they said earlier this month that Polygon is one of the 6 companies selected for a business development accelerator program. Furthermore, Polygon said it was building a ZK EVM or a zero knowledge system in a bid to slash transaction fees by 90% in comparison with Ethereum. This is going to help. I saw something on CryptoPanic about MasterCard with the ZK rollup. Um, Major leap forward. Yeah, yeah. It's gonna help a lot of people to kind of, what's the word? It's gonna open up a lot of utility, open up the door, open up more doors to more partnerships with more interesting utility down the line, more useful utility down the line. Um, cool. Yeah, and this plan has added enthusiasm into the ecosystem. This is according to Front Financial. Polygon facilitates faster and cheaper transactions by running side chains or tangential networks alongside the main Ethereum blockchain. Scaling refers to increasing the system's throughput as measured by transactions per second. Matic neared $1 early Friday, which is the highest since May 9th. Wow. And Uniswap as well. So Uni is not the only DeFi associated token to rally, but its outperformance may result from the Uniswap community's decision to approve a fee switch proposal that directs a portion of trading fees to Uni holders, holders of the governance token. Once the proposal is implemented, about 10% of trading fees could go to UNI holders. According to Ian Solot, he's a partner at crypto hedge fund Tagus Capital. Okay. Currently, they do not get any share in the protocol's revenue, contrary to Sushi token and CRV token holders. The entire amount collected from the exchange's 0.3% trading cost goes to liquidity providers. Uni holders voted overwhelmingly in favor of the proposal, and now it's just a question of implementation. Looks like it would be 10% of trading fees, estimated around $20,000 or $40,000 per day for the treasury. Obviously, this had a positive impact on the Uni token. Interesting. So Uni was changing hands at $8.90 at the time of writing, touching a 3.5 month high of $9.84 on Thursday. Let's talk about First Mover America as Bitcoin heads for best month since October as PCE inflation surprises. The latest price moves in crypto markets in context for. Okay, cool. Price movements in context. Let's take a look. So, price point. Bitcoin is on track for its best month since October, uh, as a busy week for U.S. economic news ends with a fresh inflation surprise. Market moves. Ethereum Classic ETC has had a rally. They've been little more than an afterthought, but now with the merge upcoming, it's seen a pump. And chart of the day, Bitcoin futures premium widens as rally takes off. Let's take a look. Bitcoin held steady even as fresh U.S. economic data showed that the Federal Reserve's preferred measure of inflation rose by more than expected in June. The personal consumption price index, the core PCE, came in at 0.6 month on month. This has exceeded estimates for a 0.5% increase, and has accelerated from May's jump of 0.3%. The pace over the past 12 months was 4.8% compared with expectations of 4.7%. Right, the employment cost index rose 1.3% in the second quarter versus the expectation of 1.2%. While the data pointed to sticky inflation, the news barely impacted the dollar or US Treasury yields, perhaps because markets remain focused on recession fears and prospects of slower Federal Reserve monetary tightening in coming months. Bitcoin traded, but don't worry, in it, like they changed the definition of a recession, so it's all good. Bitcoin traded at $23,550 at 12:45 UTC on Friday, representing a 3% gain on a 24-hour basis. The cryptocurrency, however, was on track to end a 3-month losing streak with at least an 18% gain, the biggest percentage rise since October. The relief could be attributed to speculation that inflation has peaked and that the Federal Reserve could opt for slower interest rate hikes in the coming months. I mean, we'll have to wait and see in it. While ETH fell below 1700, the native token of Ethereum's blockchain was still up 57% for the month. This is the biggest rise since October. Cardano's ADA underperformed as input-output. The development lab, IOG, input-output IOG, the development lab for the Cardano blockchain, pushed back Vassal, which is an upgrade designed to increase Cardano's scaling capabilities. They pushed this back by a few weeks. The upgrade had been scheduled for a June release on a testnet, followed by a mainnet launch. In related news, Bitcoin holder El Salvador's finance minister, Alejandro Zelaya, said that the country's decision to adopt the leading cryptocurrency by market value as legal tender is helping the unbanked population and is attracting tourism and is attracting investments. The comments come as the country's finances look weak, with a 50% loss on Bitcoin investments ahead of the $800 million sovereign bond due in January of next year. A report published by The Block, citing a restructuring proposal deck, said that the beleaguered Hong Kong-based crypto lender Babel Finance, we talked about these guys before, lost $280 million in proprietary trades with customer funds. Babel Finance, they were one of the guys that suspended withdrawals and redemption, citing market volatility, caused a whole bunch of contagion, or added to a whole bunch of contagion. They hired U.S. investment banking firm Houlihan Lokey to help chalk out a restructuring plan. Babel is one of the several crypto companies suffering from the crypto contagion. There it is, following the collapse of Terra and the crypto hedge fund 3AC. Elsewhere, the Federal Reserve and Federal Deposit Insurance Corps issued a cease and desist statement to crypto lender Voyager, asking to stop making false claims that its customers would have government protections. Wow. Spanish banking multinational Santander said that it was planning to offer crypto products to its clients in Brazil, a sign of continued appetite for digital assets amid the bear market. Here we have the biggest gainers and the biggest losers. So yeah, we've taken a look at this already, Ethereum Classic. We've taken a look at why this pump may have occurred, and we've looked at the numbers already, so we're going to breeze past that. Chart of the day. Annualized rolling premium in 3-month Bitcoin futures listed on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, a proxy for institutional activity, has risen to 4.2% from near zero at the beginning of the month. Okay, so Bitcoin's price rise has been accompanied by an uptick in the futures premium, or the spread between prices in futures and spot markets. While premium in 3-month Bitcoin futures listed on Binance has increased, it remains below that on the CME, on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, a sign that sentiment remains cautious on the retail-dominated offshore platforms. Perhaps that's a good sign for the markets, as retail-driven price rallies seldom have legs. All right. Cool. That is the spread of the news. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you have an opinion on all this stuff. And you can let us know what that opinion is in the comments below. Join the community. Get to know us, ask any questions. We have some interesting stuff planned for the future as well. So get in. Get in on the ground floor pre-bull run, and learn how to make the very best and most informed moves in this emergent space by being a part of the Cryptoverse DAO. But yes, I have been your host, Dharma. This has been the news with the Cryptoverse DAO. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Really appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. And yeah, this is Dharma out.